Hello guys, how are you all? So welcome to my channel Cracking IELTS 9.0. Today I am back with a new passage. As you can see, the passage says the life and work of Georgia O'Keeffe. So this is Cambridge 20, test 4 and passage number 1. So since this is the first passage, this would be a bit easy to answer. There will be direct answers. So as you can see, the first set of questions that we have is fill in the blanks. Okay, and the next set of questions is true, false, not given. So totally we have 13 questions for this passage. And without wasting any time, let us dive into the passage. Okay, so I request you guys to please follow this video carefully till the end because I'll be giving a lot of tips and tricks for different types of questions. So these tricks will be helpful for you to crack the IELTS test. Okay. So please watch carefully. And as you can see on the right hand side, we have the questions, and the first set is fill in the blanks. We have to fill the blanks with one word only. Okay. So this is just one word answers, all of them, 7 questions. So the first strategy is we have to read the statement, underline the keywords, look for those keywords in the passage, and then we'll get the answer easily. Okay. I'll just show you one. Okay. Now, the life and work of Georgia. So, studied art and then worked as a dash in various places in the USA. Okay. Now, what are the keywords here? First keyword is we will read about that she studied art and then she worked as something means there is some job role here. Okay. And various places in the USA. Okay, we might get to see some city names here. Okay, so we have to look for that. And let us start reading now. Okay, once we start reading, we'll clearly understand what's going on. Okay, now for 7 decades, Georgia O'Keeffe was a major figure in American art. Remarkably, she remained independent from shifting art trends and her work stayed true to her own vision, which was based on finding the essential abstract forms in nature. With exceptionally keen powers of observation and great finesse with a paintbrush, she recorded subtle nuances of color, shape, and light that enlivened her paintings and attracted a wide audience. Okay. Now, here we didn't read anything about that she worked as something. Okay. So let us keep reading further. Born in 1887 near Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, to cattle breeders Francis and Ida, Georgia was raised on their farm along with their 6 siblings. By the time she graduated from high school in 1905, she had determined to make her way as an artist. Right. She studied the techniques of traditional painting at the Art Institute of Chicago School and the Art Students League of New York. After attending university and then training college, she became an art teacher and taught in elementary schools, high schools, and colleges in Virginia, Texas, and South Carolina from 1911 to 1918. Yes, guys. So these are the various places in USA, right? So we got the one part of the question. Virginia, Texas, South Carolina. Now, what is the role? What did she work as a? As an art teacher, right? So after attending the university and then training college, she became an art teacher. So that is our answer. But can I write art teacher here? No, because those are 2 words. We have to write only one word. So what should be the answer, guys? Can you think of it? It should be teacher. That's it. Since it is one word, we'll write only one word. Okay. She worked as a teacher in various places in USA. Right? Good. Now, created drawings using dash, which were exhibited in New York City. Okay, New York City, this is the keyword, and she created drawings. This is also one keyword. Now, where is New York City here? See, here we have New York. Here again we have New York City. Okay, so we have to read this paragraph now. Okay, Right. Now, during this period, O'Keeffe began to experiment with creating abstract compositions in charcoal and produced a series of innovative drawings that led her art in a new direction. Now, she sent some of these drawings to a friend in New York who showed them to art collector and photographer Alfred Stieglitz in January 1916. Stieglitz was impressed and exhibited the drawings later that year at his gallery on Fifth Avenue, New York City, where the works of many avant-garde artists and photographers were introduced to the American public. Right. Now, what is that? She created drawings using what? There is some item or material that she used, which were exhibited in New York City. See, O'Keeffe began to experiment with creating abstract compositions in charcoal. So, charcoal is the material, and produce series of drawings that led her to the art in the new direction, and then they were later published in the New York City. So, answer is charcoal, right? So that's how you have to figure out. Yes. So I'll write charcoal here, and then next one. Moved to New York and became famous for her paintings of the city's dash. Okay. So the answer should be some cities related to the city. Okay. She moved to New York and she became famous. Those are the keywords. Now, yeah, let us read further. Okay. Uh, Now, with Stieglitz' encouragement and promise of financial support, O'Keeffe arrived in New York in June 1918 to begin a career as an artist. For the next 3 decades, Stieglitz vigorously promoted her work in 22 solo exhibitions and numerous group installations. The two were married in 1924. The ups and downs of their personal and professional relationship were recorded in Stieglitz's celebrated black and white portraits of O'Keeffe taken over the course of 20 years, 1917 to 37. Okay, now yeah. By the mid 1920s, O'Keeffe was recognized as one of America's most important and successful artists, widely known for the architectural pictures that dramatically depict the soaring skyscrapers of New York. Okay, guys. Yes, yes. So, did you get the answer? Yes or no? See, he moved to New York. So, O'Keeffe arrived in New York. It is here. And she became famous for her paintings of the city's what? Look at this one. Okay, widely known means famous for the architectural pictures that depict the soaring skyscrapers of New York. So, cities, skyscrapers. Yes, sir, that is our answer. Skyscrapers. Okay, got it? Is it easy for you? I think this paragraph is a bit easy because it is the first one. The difficulty level will be low. Okay. Then produced a series of innovative close-up paintings of Dash. Okay. So she draws some paintings. Those are close-up paintings of something. What is that? Okay, we have to read further. Okay, but most often she painted botanical subjects inspired by annual trips to Stieglitz family summer home in her magnified images depicting flowers began in 1924. O'Keeffe brings the viewer right into the picture, enlarging. Enlarging means zooming in, close up the tiniest details to fill an entire meter wide canvas, emphasizing their shapes and lines and made them appear abstract. Such daring compositions helped establish O'Keeffe's reputation as an innovative modernist. Okay, now what is the answer, guys? What do you think is the answer? Did you get it or no? See, but most often she painted botanical subjects inspired by annual trips to the Stieglitz family summer home in her magnified images. What do you mean by magnified image? Enlarge and close up, right? Close up paintings of what? Magnified images depicting flowers. Yes, sir, that is our answer. So you just have to match the keywords, guys. That's it. You'll get the answer. It's very easy. Okay. See, I have matched this one. Close-up paintings means magnified images. I got the answer, right? See here, cities. Cities means New York here. Cities, skyscrapers. Skyscrapers of New York. That's how you have to match the keywords. That is the only technique for this fill in the blanks. Okay, right. Now, went to New Mexico and was initially inspired to paint the many dash that could be found there. Okay, now she moved to New Mexico and she was inspired to paint the many that could be found there. So, New Mexico, there is something that are found and that are many, means too many. What is that? Many is the keyword. Okay, now we have to match the keywords. Look at that. Okay, now in 1929, O'Keefe made her first extended trip to the state of New Mexico. Done. Went to New Mexico. Till here it is done. Okay, it was a visit that had a lasting impact on her life and an immediate effect on her work. Okay, over the next 2 decades, she made almost annual trips to New Mexico, staying up to 6 months there, painting in relative solitude, then returning to New York each winter to exhibit the new work at Stieglitz Gallery. Right. So this pattern continued until she moved permanently to New Mexico in 1949. Okay. There, O'Keefe found new inspiration. At first, it was a numerous sun-bleached bones she came across in the state's rugged terrain that sparked her imagination. Okay. Right. Two of her earliest and most celebrated paintings explicitly reproduce cow skulls, weathered surfaces, jagged edges, and irregular openings. Later, she also explored another variation on this theme in her large series of pelvis pictures, which focused on the contrast between convex and concave surfaces and solid and open spaces. Okay, guys. I think I got my answer. Did you get it, guys? Now, inspired to paint the many. Many means numerous. Here he gave many. Here he said numerous. Right? So those two are synonyms. This is synonym to that. Okay. What is the answer? Sun bleached bones. Many bones that could be found there. Yes, sir. So bones is my answer. Okay. Right. Next one. Continue to paint various features that together form the dramatic dash of New Mexico for over 40 years. Okay, right. Let us move to the next page now. Now, there are many keywords. Continue to paint various features that together formed. Formed is one keyword, dramatic of New Mexico. It should be something available, something related to New Mexico for over 40 years. This is also one very good keyword. Okay, 40 years. Right. However, it was the region's spectacular landscape with its unusual geological formations, vivid colors, and clarity of light and exotic vegetation that held the artist's imagination for more than 4 decades. 4 decades means 40 years. Okay. You understood the keyword? Now tell me what is the answer. What is the answer, guys? Continue to paint various features that together form the dramatic is one keyword. A dramatic dash of New Mexico. Something related to New Mexico. See, New Mexico means this is one region. However, it was the region's spectacular landscape. Yes, sir. So, landscape is the answer. Okay, together form the dramatic landscape of New Mexico. New Mexico means here it is region, a keyword. You got it? Yes, sir. Landscape. Okay, so that should be the answer. And yeah, next one. Traveled widely by plane in later years and painted pictures of clouds and dash seen from above. Okay, so she started painting pictures of clouds and something. What is that? Which can be seen from above. That's what he says. Now let's continue reading. So she painted the rocks, cliffs, and mountains in striking close-up, just as she had done with her botanical subjects. O'Keeffe eventually owned two homes in New Mexico. The first, her summer retreat at Ghost Ranch, was nestled beneath a 200-meter cliffs, while the second, used as her winter residence, was in the small town of Abiquiu. While both locals provided a wealth of imagery for her paintings, one feature of Abiquiu House, the large walled patio with its black color, was particularly inspirational. In more than 30 pictures between 1946 and 1960, she reinvented the patio into an abstract arrangement of geometric shapes. Okay. Now, from 1950s into 1970s, O'Keeffe traveled widely, making trips to Asia, Middle East, and Europe. Flying in planes inspired her last two major series. Aerial views of rivers and expansive paintings of the sky viewed from just above the clouds. Yes, we got it. In both series, O'Keeffe increased the size of her canvases, sometimes to mural proportions, reflecting perhaps her newly expanded view of the world. When in 1965, she successfully translated one of her cloud motifs to a monumental canvas measuring 6 meters in length with the help of assistants. It was an enormous challenge and a special feat for an artist nearing 80 years of age. Okay, done. So here the question is talking about widely by plane painted the pictures of clouds and dash. So, Kifi traveled widely, making trips to these countries. Flying in planes inspired her last two series. Okay, aerial views of rivers. Aerial view means seen from the above. That's what you have to understand. Synonyms, okay? Seen from the above means an aerial view of what? Rivers. Rivers is the answer, and clouds is already given here. Expansive paintings of the sky viewed from just above the clouds. Clouds is already given here. So our answer is rivers. Okay, aerial view. Right. So yes, guys. So that is yeah, end of this section, and let us move to the next section. That is true, false, and not given. Okay. Now, what is the trick here, guys? Now, for this type of question, what is the strategy? What do you think? Now, we have to write true when the statement agrees with the information. We will write false if the statement contradicts with the information given in the passage. And we will write not given if there is no information on this. Okay. You understood? Right. Now, Georgia O'Keeffe's style was greatly influenced by the changing fashions in art over the 7 decades of her career. Okay, we read about her in the beginning paragraphs, right? We read about her lifestyle in the very beginning paragraphs. Where is that? We'll start from the beginning, you see. For 7 decades, you see, 7 decades is given here, right? The first word itself is for 7 decades, Georgia was a major figure in American art. Remarkably, she remained independent from shifting art trends, and her work stayed true to her own vision, which was based on finding the essential abstract forms in nature. Good, sir. In the second sentence itself, we have the answer. Now tell me what is your answer, guys? See, in the question he says Georgia was greatly influenced by the changes in art, right? But here he says she remained independent. Independent means she is not influenced. She remained independent from the shifting art trends and her work stayed true to her own vision. It means she is not influenced by the changes that are coming in the art industry, She remained true to herself. Whatever she felt right, she painted it. That's it. So she remained independent is given here, but here he says she is greatly influenced, which is completely opposite in meaning. Opposite in meaning means what is your answer? It should be false. So I'll write F here. Okay. Good. Then, when O'Keefe finished high school, she had already made her mind up about the career that she wanted. Okay. Now here he says that she already made her mind up. Means she already knew what to do in her life with her career. Right? Now, where is this given? I think I read about this also. Let us read the second, this one. Born in 1887 in Wisconsin to cattle breeders, Georgia was raised on their farm along with their siblings. By the time she graduated from high school in 1905, she had determined to make her way as an artist. Yes, sir. I got my answer. Can you tell me what is the answer, guys? Is it true or false or not given? See, in the question, he says she had already made her mind up about the career that she wanted. Means she already knew that I want to become an artist. That's what is given in the paragraph, right? By the time she graduated, she had determined to make her way as an artist. Means she made up her mind to become an artist. That's it. Very good. These are very direct answer, guys. Okay, it's very direct answer. Okay, if you miss this, then you will lose a lot of points. You should not miss this. Okay, even if you miss some difficult answers, that is fine. Okay, even if you miss two or three questions, it is fine. Still, you'll get the score you wanted. But don't miss this type of questions. Okay. Next, Alfred first discovered O'Keeffe's work when she sent some abstract drawings to his gallery in New York City. Okay, fine. Now we have read about that she sent the drawings to somebody here, right? Let us read this. Now, during this period, O'Keeffe began to experiment with creating abstract compositions in charcoal and produced a series of drawings that led her art into new direction. Now, she sent some of these drawings to a friend in New York, okay, who showed them to the art collector and photographer Alfred in January. Okay, now see this. What is given in the question, guys? In the question, it is given that O'Keeffe's work, she sent some drawings to his gallery in New York. No, sir. She did not send it to gallery. She sent it to a friend in New York, and that friend showed those paintings to the art collector, Alfred. Okay. Now, so this is exactly opposite in meaning, right? So this should be false. Right. O'Keeffe was a subject to Stieglitz photographic work for many years. Okay. O'Keeffe was the subject of Stieglitz photographic work for many years. Okay. Let us see. Right. Coming to the next paragraph, with Stieglitz' encouragement and promise of financial support, O'Keeffe arrived in New York in June to begin a career as an artist. For the next 3 decades, Stieglitz vigorously promoted her work in 22 solo exhibitions and numerous group installations. Okay. Yes, sir, I got my answer. What do you think, guys? What do you think? What is the answer? True or false? See, in the question is given, O'Keeffe is the subject of Stieglitz photographic work for many years. Now, look at this sentence. For the next 3 decades, means 30 years, Stieglitz vigorously promoted her work in 22 exhibitions and numerous group installations. Is it true or not? This sentence and this sentence, they both are same. Okay. So yes, he promoted. So O'Keeffe's was the main subject. Her paintings were main subject of Stieglitz photographic work for many years. Yes, sir. For next 3 decades, for next 30 years, Stieglitz promoted her vigorously. That's why she was the main subject. Yes, it is true. Exactly. Yes. So true is my answer. Okay, let us move to the next one. Mm. Now, O'Keeffe's paintings of Patio of her house in Abiquiu were among the artist's favorite works. Okay, we read about the Patio, I think, in the next paragraph, right? In this one, in the bigger paragraph. I think yes. Now, let us read here. Okay. In Abiquiu. Abiquiu is here. You see that? Now, while the second home used as her winter residence was in the small town of Abiquiu. Now, while both locals provided a wealth of imagery for her paintings, one feature of Abiquiu House, the large walled patio with its black door, was particularly inspirational. In more than 30 pictures between 1946 and 1960, she reinvented the patio into an abstract arrangement of geometric shapes. Okay, what is that? Now, what is given in the question? O'Keeffe's painting of the patio of her house in Abiquiu were among the artist's favorite works. Okay, is it given that it is O'Keeffe's favorite works anywhere? She reinvented the patio in an abstract arrangement of geometric shapes. So nowhere it is given. See, yeah, the paintings of patio of her house in Abiquiu, nowhere it is given that it is the artist's favorite works. So when there is no information on that, what should be the answer? Not given, right? It is not given anywhere that it is the artist's favorite works. No. Next. So O'Keeffe produced a greater quantity of work during 1950s to 70s than at any other time in her life. Okay. Now 1950s to 70s is given in this paragraph, right? Let us read this. So this has to be the greater quantity of work than any time in her life, right? Now, O'Keeffe traveled widely, making trips to Asia, Middle East, and Europe, flying in planes inspired by her last two series, aerial views of rivers and clouds. In both series, O'Keeffe increased the size of her canvas, sometimes to mural proportions, reflecting perhaps her newly expanded view of the world. When in 1965 she successfully translated one of her cloud motifs to a monumental canvas measuring 6 meters in length, it was an enormous challenge and special feat of an artist nearing 80 years of age. So she was nearly 80 years by that time. Okay, so in this paragraph, it is not given that it is she has done greater quantity of work than any time in her life. No, the last 2 decades of the artist's life were relatively unproductive as ill health and blindness hindered her ability to work. O'Keeffe died in 1986 at the age of 98, but her rich legacy of some 900 paintings has continued to attract generations of artists and art lovers who derive inspiration from these very American images. Yes, sir. Yes, exactly. Nowhere it is given, sir. Okay. So produce a greater quantity of 1950 to 70s than at any other time in her life. This part is not given anywhere, sir. I cannot find it anywhere in the paragraph. So what should be the answer, guys? It should be not given, right? Yes. So I think, yeah, we have answered all the questions, guys. Mm, So, if you like my explanation, please like, share, and subscribe my channel. I hope you have learned something useful from my videos. Whatever the strategies, tips, and tricks that I revealed in this video, I hope they will be useful for you guys when you take the IELTS test. So keep encouraging me, guys. I need more and more subscribers to make more and more videos. So if possible, please share my YouTube channel with your friends or family members who are about to take the IELTS test. This will be really useful for those guys. So yeah, thank you so much. I'll be back with a new passage again. So till then, goodbye. Have a good day.